For my money, Helen Maroulis is the greatest wrestler in American women's freestyle history. The Olympic champion, a 3-time world champion, a 9-time world medalist. She's looking to put the finishing touches on a nearly perfect career for Team USA. And she's going to have her hands full at this bracket, 57 kilograms. But there's no doubt about it that Helen Maroulis can win the Olympic gold medal. And it's been an incredible career. I mean, she's been on 13 senior level world teams. She made her first senior level, which is the professional level world team, at 17 years of age. Just an incredible accomplishment. And she's been on the team essentially every year since that time. And 13 is incredible. 9 total medals is amazing. 4 world and Olympic titles. And what she did in 2016, for me, is one of the most historic and incredible wrestling spectator moments I've ever experienced. And when she beat Saori Yoshida of Japan in the Olympic finals. And this was a match that was so anticipated. It was so hyped because they went to the same weight class in that Olympic year. They were separated previously. And then in 2016, the collision was on. And Saori Yoshida was a 16-time world and Olympic champion. That's right. Truly the greatest of all time. At that point in time, there was no debate that Saori Yoshida was the greatest of all time, and this was going to be her final tournament, and she was going to try to go out a 4-time Olympic champion. She already had won the Olympics 3 times. And everyone knew Helen had a shot then in 2016. And the match happens, and the finals set up, and Helen gets it done and wins the Olympics. And it's a truly historic and inspiring moment for Team USA and for the sport in general to have our first gold medal in women's freestyle. And since that time, Helen has had a lot of winning, but she's had a lot of hardship too. In 2017, she was incredible. She dominated her way to a world title. But afterwards, in 2018, she started to deal with concussion problems. And these concussion problems would potentially threaten Helen's career. And she was juggling with a lot of trauma related to those concussions, if she was going to continue and compete or retire. She was balancing a lot of that, and she had some down performances as a result of this injury. And around 2021, she began to get it back together. She was able to make the Olympic team in dramatic fashion over Jenna Burkett, a match where it went to a third and final match after Jenna had taken a match from Helen, and then a foot sweep and a pin. And that moment really kind of illustrates the kind of wrestler that Helen Maroulis is. She is someone who can score from all positions. She's incredible offensively. She's got good slide bys. She can wrestle well upper body, leg attacks to both sides. She's really slick. And then when you attack her, her re-attacks and her shin whizzer, she has a lot of ways to score on you. Lethal parterre offense. I mean, she's a complete package from a technical perspective. And then you take the intangibles of how good she is at competing, at, dissecting the match, dissecting the opponent, and she's been someone who's had a stranglehold on the domestic 57 kilogram field and 53 before then, since she's really entered into her prime as a world and Olympic champion contender. And now she's on yet another Olympic team. She's been able to medal the last couple of years, but that gold has eluded her since 2021. And it's been a consistent opponent that's been standing in her way, Sakurai of Japan. She's a 3-time champ, and she was able to knock off Helen 6-0 and 3-0 in their previous meetings. And she wrestles a very controlled match. She's not the flashiest, but she controls position. She's really hard to score on. I mean, her ability to blank Helen twice is a real statement, because from an offensive standpoint, Helen's going to score, right? In almost every other match, she's going to be able to get on the board. And to this point, she hasn't been able to prove that. But I know for a fact, Team USA and the coaching staff and the circle around Helen absolutely believe that they can win this match, that she has not put her best match against Sakurai yet. And I believe she's going to be able to win. And now, Helen is the 5 seed. Sakurai is the number 1 seed, so they could hit potentially in the semifinal round. And very likely, if you look at the path for seeding, it seems pretty likely that's going to happen. Helen's path to make it is with people that she's beaten again previously or she's favored against. So good matchups there to set up that third match between those two. And as I mentioned, people believe Helen can win, but Sakurai's been absolutely unbelievable in her career already to this point. So the question is, can she get it done? And in 2021, She was 1 point away from winning in that Olympic semi against the Olympic champion from Japan. So she was so close in 21. I think Helen can get it done here in 2024 in Paris, and what is likely the last competition of her career. So if you haven't got to watch Helen yet, please tune in and watch her wrestle for the 57 kilogram division. Helen's as good as we've ever seen for Team USA in women's freestyle.